In Part 1, the future King Edward VII fell in love with a married 29-year-old woman named Alice Keppel. For 12 years, she was the most powerful mistress in Edwardian England, openly recognized at court, tolerated by the king's own wife, and welcomed by every royal household in Europe. This is what happened on the night the king died. On the 6th of May, 1910, Edward VII lay dying at Buckingham Palace. He was 68. He had been king for 9 years. He was being attended by his wife of 47 years, Queen Alexandra of Denmark, who sat beside his bed in silence. Then, on the king's own dying instruction, a letter was sent for. It had been written by Edward years earlier, while still healthy. It contained one request to be carried out in the event of his death. He wanted Alice Keppel brought to him before he died. Alexandra read the letter. She did the unimaginable. She agreed. Alice was summoned to Buckingham Palace. She was led into the royal bedchamber where the dying king lay, his wife sitting beside him. For a brief moment, perhaps the most extraordinary moment in Edwardian royal history, 3 people were in that room: the king, the queen, and his mistress. Then Edward began to slip away. The moment Alexandra saw he could no longer recognize either of them, she turned to the doctor at the foot of the bed and said 4 words: "Get that woman away." Alice was physically removed from the room. She was screaming. Her hysteria was so severe that one witness said she had to be carried out by servants. Edward VII died that night. Alice Keppel never set foot in Buckingham Palace again. Queen Alexandra made sure of it. The widow erased Alice from every official record of her husband's death. No mention of her presence, no mention of the letter. For decades, the British royal household pretended Alice Keppel had never been in that room. Alice and her husband George, who never reproached her, left England in 1925 for a villa in the hills above Florence. Alice spent the next 20 years there, hosting Winston Churchill and half of English society. She died in 1947 at 79. What Alexandra could not know, what no one in 1910 could have known, was that 100 years later, in the same royal family, the scandal she tried to erase would repeat itself almost perfectly.